Hey gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and this is the 2022 Mazda MX-5 Miata, and I think I've found perfection. Now I know what you're thinking. That may sound like hyperbole, that may sound like exaggeration, because it seems like every automotive journalist gushes over this vehicle, and that's because we've gotten to drive it. It is truly that good. This vehicle is the essence of what driving should be, and let's take a quick tour around. Let's start under the hood with what makes this thing so special. So on paper, this naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder with its 181 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque doesn't seem like a whole lot special, especially when you are doing what I call spec sheet jockeying. Because yes, there have definitely been 2-seat convertibles that have had more power. There have definitely been 2-seat convertibles that are faster 0 to 60, but that's really not what this vehicle is about. This engine produces the right amount of power for this small, lightweight platform and has made this a real blast to drive. Yes, there are faster 2-seat convertibles out there, but there's a reason why this one is the best-selling and most award-winning 2-seat convertible of all time. And let's talk really quickly about the styling of this 4th generation ND Miata. It's got a very happy face, but it has got Mazda's corporate look built right into it. It is a very, very beautiful vehicle, and the only thing missing would probably be the NA 1st generation Miata's pop-up up and down headlights. Those are sadly a relic of an era gone by, but the proportions of this are just so good. I found an old MG around town and parked it right next to it, and believe it or not, they're just about the same size. And that really is the secret sauce of this vehicle. This really harkens back to an era long gone. See, the 2-seat sports car, at least here in America, owes its roots to World War II, when GIs were shipped overseas and 2-seat small sports cars were all the rage because of small European streets and just their compact dimensions, and they're so much fun to drive. Being that they're so lightweight, they don't need a lot of power under the hood. They're just insanely fun to drive as they are. So when the war ended and all the GIs came back, Americans started looking for something similar in American showrooms, and that was where the Chevrolet Corvette was born, although that thing arguably has outgrown its origins and is a much different beast than it was when it was introduced in 1953. This 2022 Miata definitely harkens back to the 1960s European roadsters, because this is all that you need and nothing more. Cabin built for 2, no more. Just the right size for someone my frame at 5'10", I fit in quite perfectly. Yes, unfortunately, some taller people may be staring at the top of the windshield, but for your average American male, this thing works quite well. And to that end, getting in is really easiest when the top is down, because that is how you want to drive this. So you saw in the intro, putting it up and down can be done very easily from the driver's seat, and just has one latch here on the bulkhead and a release back here in the back. Just pop it open, throw it back, lock it into place, and you're good to go. Seating position is nearly perfect, and the front of the driver's seat actually raises up manually, so that even when your legs are bent just a little bit to hit those pedals just right, you still have support from the seat underneath you. Seat bolstering is there. It is not overly done, which will accommodate multiple different frames. These are leather seats in this premium top trim model, but they are just heated, not ventilated. That is one nitpick I may have living here in Texas, because I had to wait till the end of October for this car to truly enjoy it in its purest form. Taking a look at the dash, everything is exactly where you would need it. There is no more in here than what you actually need. You get a color touchscreen infotainment that is only touch when you are at a stoplight, and then you get Mazda's auxiliary controls down here. Very nice 6-speed manual gearbox that is absolutely excellent. You do get an automatic climate control, but it is a single zone. But with the top down, the world is your climate control, and so is your right foot. So just, go a little faster. It'll cool you down really well. In front of me here, I have got a large center tack. To the right, I've got a 150 mile an hour speedometer. To the left is my digital screen with all my auxiliary information about engine temp, outside temp, fuel economy, things like that. This thing gets pretty good fuel economy. We'll note that there is a gear indicator inside the tack, and it will let you know when you should shift if you're driving around in city traffic, maybe not paying the most attention. Storage in here, you do get a tiny center covered armrest right here. You get 2 removable cup holders back here in the back, and the passenger one actually has an auxiliary place up here. So if maybe nobody's riding over here, you can put it up there, and the driver has a quicker access, so it's in front, not behind. Your glove box is actually right back here. It's rather deep. And then you get a little windscreen, 2 hoops here, and I love the Bose sound system in this. Speakers are in the headrests. If you use Apple CarPlay and are talking to Siri, she talks to you through the headrest. Very nice, very useful at speed. While I'm back here, I will note that you saw me drop the top just a moment ago. There is no tonneau for this. That is the front of the roofline right there. Stores very nicely. Again, everything you need, nothing more. There is a remote release for the trunk on the key fob, and there is a remote release inside the driver's footwell as well. And you can see there is enough room in here for my large backpack or a weekend bag or so. Definitely enough for a weekend getaway for 2. Probably not much else in here, but again, that goes back to what this vehicle was built for. That's enough talking about it. Let's see how this perfect driving machine actually performs out on the road. All right, getting in the Mazda Miata. Oh, this is my happy place. 6-speed manual transmission, rear wheel drive, open air, plenty of power, and a lot of fun to do this. This thing is so much fun when you get it out on the road. With over 7,000 RPMs on the red line, this thing will scoot. What's even more perfect about this car is because it doesn't have just a crazy loud exhaust or a supercharger or just tons of power shredding those rear tires. This thing is fun both at speed and while cruising. You don't need to drive this thing crazy to have a ton of fun. You can maybe just ignore the yellow speed limit signs and continually follow the white ones instead. Because this right here, this road that I'm on, this curvy East Texas back road circling the lake, this is what this thing was built for. And it is fun in whatever gear you're in, whatever speed you're comfortable driving. It's good. It's fun in the corners. It communicates well. Its small size means bumps do not shake it and upset it. It just goes down the road so well. It is such a well-planted vehicle, and it is just so much fun at any speed, in almost any location. I could say probably snowy climates. I can see why you wouldn't want one of these, but on a day like today, don't take this away from me. This is my happy place. Yes, so much fun. And that 2-liter 4-cylinder is strong enough, even on these back roads, just to put it in 6th and cruise. Enjoy the curves and the corners, but just go. And if you want to have a little more spirited fun, slap it down into 4th or 3rd, set off and go. But my goodness, you don't need to. This thing puts a smile on my face as it is. It's so good. The smiles per dollar that you get in this car, the smiles per horsepower in this car, you just can't get that from reading a spec sheet. You actually have to get behind the wheel and experience it yourself. A deer. That sign right there means happiness ahead. This is a car you just want to get out on a day like today and just drive. With no destination in mind. Just go and enjoy it. Because that's what this car was meant for. Enjoying the drive. The 6-speed manual transmission in this is so good. And while yes, they do offer an automatic, why would you? Just like the retractable roof hardtop, why would you? This thing is meant to be a soft top manual transmission sports car, and it just makes you feel dialed in. This really is meant to be an extension of my body and my mind and my soul out here driving down a curvy East Texas back road. It is really good as it is. And the traction control, while it's on, will still let you have just a little bit of fun and step that rear end out a little bit and punish those 17-inch Bridgestone Potenza tires just a little bit. 17-inch wheels and tires. When was the last time you saw that on a performance vehicle? I'm thinking early 2000s, something like that, back when I was absolutely head over heels for a Camaro. But a Camaro's not this good. So I joked in the intro about how this was perfection, and that really is not much of an exaggeration. This thing really is that good and puts a smile on your face every time you get in it, especially on a beautiful cloudless sky, 82-degree East Texas October day. This thing is built for days like this, for windy roads like you've seen me drive on today. This thing is absolutely fun. Everything you need and nothing more. Truly, it is driving perfection. There is a reason why its competition has come and gone over the years. Mazda's just got the formula that right. If you want to pick one of these up, $32,000 is not that bad for a fully loaded 2-seat ultimate fun weekend sports car that can also handle daily commute duty as well, because it is very fuel efficient. Yes, aside from not having a built-in latch system for my child's car safety seat, I'd say this is a perfect vehicle for me at this point in my life, especially this time of year. Definitely go check out your local Mazda dealership and drive one for yourself. You will see that everything in this video was not an exaggeration. It's a good car. If you liked this video and want to see more from us, be sure and give us a like, hit that subscribe button down below, and ring the bell so you are notified every time we post a new video. If you want to see what we're driving before it is uploaded here, go find us Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, everything at GT Garage Talk, or you can head on over to gtgaragetalk.com where you will find links to everything we do. But as for me and this 4th generation Miata, I think I'm gonna have just a little bit more fun while the sun's out and that top is down. Till next time, gearheads, bye. Let's start with what is under the hood, because on paper, this little naturally brick. A remote release for the trunk. On your key fob, you just push and hold. And on a beautiful,